1/3 of Americans say they want to leave the country in the next 10 years. Many of them are young people like doctors, engineers, and teachers. They once believed in the American dream, but now things feel harder. Housing prices are too high. Medical bills can destroy savings. And the noise of protests is louder than children's laughter. People are starting to ask, why stay in a place that feels so difficult? Many Americans are now voting with their passports. They are moving abroad to live a freer and simpler life. From the beaches of Costa Rica to the streets of Lisbon, they are finding a new version of the American dream. It's no longer about living in America, but living the life they once hoped for. In this video, we'll explore the top 10 countries Americans are moving to in 2025. Not just to live cheaply, but to truly live. Portugal, the new American dream. The American dream isn't ending. It's just moving to Portugal. According to a 2025 CNBC survey, Portugal is now the top choice for Americans. People with student loans, parents working 2 jobs, and tired retirees are moving there. Why? Because life in Portugal makes sense. A coffee that costs $7 in the US is only $2 in Lisbon. Rent for a small apartment in San Francisco can cover a full month in Portugal. A heart surgery that costs $100,000 in the US is 10 times cheaper there. With just $1,200 to $1,500 a month, you can apply for a D7 visa. You can live legally, safely, and comfortably. But it's not just about cheap prices. It's about peace of mind. You don't wake up scared of medical bills. Your child can go to college without heavy debt. You can finally buy a home that feels real. In America, freedom means not being afraid. But in today's world, real freedom means not worrying about money every night. Portugal gives that kind of freedom, calm and peaceful. Here, the American dream doesn't die. It just changes its address. So ask yourself, if you could live peacefully in an affordable place, would you go? Or would you stay and keep paying for a dream that no longer feels true? Spain, learning how to live again. If Portugal teaches peace, Spain teaches joy. Spain is where Americans learn to live again. When was the last time you had lunch slowly? Or spent an afternoon doing nothing? Many Americans can't remember. That's why they moved to Madrid or Valencia. In Spain, work serves life, not the other way around. The cost of living is about $2,000 per month in a big city. That's impossible in New York or San Francisco. Higher education is almost free. Public healthcare is excellent. And the non-lucrative visa allows you to live there easily. In the US, vacation is a luxury. In Spain, not taking vacation is against the law. Lunch is not a quick sandwich. It's a 2-hour moment to relax. Working overtime isn't success. It's a sign that something is wrong. Spain reminds Americans what life should be. To live, not just to pay bills. To grow old exploring, not fighting debts. To slow down without guilt. Some people call Spain the Mediterranean version of the American dream. It's where people find the soul they lost in the rush of work. Here, every afternoon feels like a small vacation. Every dinner feels like a celebration of life. So what do you choose? A place where every hour is money, or a place where time belongs to you? Canada, the kinder America. If Portugal is peaceful and Spain is joyful, then Canada is America's calm twin. In Canada, going to the hospital doesn't mean going broke. A checkup costs less than a hockey ticket. That's why more than 1 million Americans have already moved north. Canada gives people something many forgot: safety and peace of mind. Healthcare is free for everyone. college doesn't mean lifelong debt. And support is always there when you need it. The immigration process is clear and fair. Through express entry, skilled people can become residents within months. Remote workers, tech entrepreneurs, and families find balance there. They enjoy a good life without being crushed by high costs. But the real difference isn't money. It's peace of heart. Your kids are safe at school. An illness won't destroy your savings. Hard work helps you live better, not just survive. America and Canada share the same border and language. But one calls hospitals businesses. The other calls them places to heal. In Canada, vacation is a right. In America, it's often seen as laziness. A Canadian once said, "We're just like Americans, only less worried." Maybe that's why so many Americans wish they were born there. Would you cross that line for a calmer and kinder version of America? Or would you stay and chase a dream that feels less real each year? Costa Rica. The pure life. Now imagine a place where happiness doesn't depend on money. A paradise between the Pacific and the Caribbean called Costa Rica. Costa Rica has no army, no big drug companies, and no toxic politics. It runs on 98% renewable energy. Green forests cover half the country. And neighbors greet each other every morning. More than 120,000 Americans have already moved there. Not to get rich, but to find peace and time. For $1,500 to $2,000 a month, you can rent a home near the beach, eat fresh fruit, and enjoy sunshine all year. People here also live longer. According to the World Happiness Index, Costa Rica is in the top 5 happiest countries. It's happier than the US, even with less money. Because here, wealth means how many sunsets you enjoy each week. Not how many dollars you have in the bank. In Costa Rica, you don't have to learn how to live happily. People already do that every single day. No one asks you what job you have. They ask you how you are living today. No one brags about their car or house. They show you the mango tree in their yard and the lunch they had with family. It may sound simple, but that's why tens of thousands of Americans moved here. Not because it's better than America, but because happiness here is normal, not something you chase. So, if you could live longer, healthier, and happier for less money, would you make the change? Or would you keep rushing through life, trying to find peace only during a few vacation days? Costa Rica teaches Americans what real happiness looks like. But the next destination teaches how to live like royalty without being rich. There's an old saying in Europe: Americans live to work, Italians work to live. It sounds like a joke until you visit Italy and see it's true. Here, living slowly isn't laziness. It's an art of living, something many Americans have lost. Life in Italy costs 30 to 50% less than in the US, especially in small towns and villages. The Italian government even gives big tax breaks to foreigners for the first 5 to 10 years. And in some towns, you can buy a house for just €1 as part of a program to bring life back to old villages. But life here isn't just about saving money. It's about connection. In America, dinner is often something quick between work shifts. In Italy, dinner is a long, happy moment that brings people together. In America, neighbors may not know each other for years. In Italy, if you don't show up at the coffee shop in the morning, people will ask if you're okay. Americans often work very hard to retire early. Italians enjoy life every day. They don't wait until they're old to live well. So what about you? Would you slow down in a world that's always rushing? Or would you keep running in a race that never ends? But not everyone wants castles or slow dinners. Some Americans just want a familiar life that's easier and cheaper. There's one country that feels very similar to the US. Same language, same stores, same morning coffee culture, but life is twice as easy. That country is Mexico. People call it America 2.0, the same experience but much cheaper. Almost 800,000 Americans now live there, more than in any other country. They aren't running away. They're looking for peace without stress. In Los Angeles, $3,000 only gets you a small apartment. In Playa del Carmen, that money rents a beach apartment with a pool and a cleaner 3 times a week. The cost of living in Mexico is up to 60% lower than in the US. A couple can live comfortably for around $1,500 a month, eating out, hiring help, and even traveling. Mexico also makes it easy to stay. Temporary visas last up to 4 years, and the government welcomes new residents. But Mexico isn't only about money. It's about lifestyle. No one judges you for leaving work at 5 p.m. No one calls you lazy for relaxing on the weekend. In the US, you wake up early just to beat traffic. In Mexico, life feels longer and calmer, and you still get everything done. One American said, "I realized I don't hate work, I just hate how America makes me live to work." Maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's the system. And there's a funny truth many Americans in Mexico mention. In the US, you work hard all week just to eat tacos on weekends. In Mexico, you eat tacos while you work and still live well. If Mexico feels like a better version of the American dream, the next country feels like another world. A place where rules, safety, and precision are part of life. Japan. Japan may seem the opposite of America, but that's exactly what makes it special. In Tokyo, no one honks in traffic. No one cuts in line. And everyone trusts each other. You can forget your phone on a train, come back hours later, and it will still be there. In the US, one small mistake could mean calling the police. In Japan, people feel safe every day. For many Americans, especially in tech and creative jobs, Japan offers peace, order, and balance. Healthcare is great, jobs are stable, and life feels well organized. One American said, "In the US, I lock 3 doors and pray. In Japan, I left my car running overnight and it was still there." It's not that Japanese people are better, it's that their system encourages honesty and respect. So ask yourself, would you rather live in fear, or in a place where safety lets you focus on what truly matters? Maybe freedom isn't doing whatever you want but living without fear. If Japan gives you safety, the next country gives you style and balance. France. In the US, the middle class is disappearing. People work 60 hours a week just to survive. Vacation is rare. And success is measured by exhaustion. But in France, the middle class still lives well. People work about 35 hours a week. They get at least 5 weeks of vacation every year. They can still afford rent, food, and holidays. No one asks why you aren't working overtime. They ask where you're going for vacation. No one brags about staying late at work. They brag about family dinners. Here, social care is real, not just talk. Healthcare is free or cheap. Education is almost free, even for foreigners. And if you lose your job, you get help until you find another. That's why many Americans, especially the middle class, move to France to start fresh. They don't want luxury. They just want balance. One man in Lyon said, "In America, I need 6 figures to live an average life. In France, I live simply and I'm still happy." In the US, taking time off makes your boss suspicious. In France, if you don't take time off, people think you need a doctor. So maybe the question isn't whether France is better, but why simple things like rest, health, and family have become luxuries in America. From the peaceful towns of Portugal to the quiet beaches of Costa Rica, from the safe streets of Tokyo to the cozy cafes of Paris, each country shows a different version of the dream America once promised. Freedom, opportunity, dignity. Values that still exist elsewhere every single day. Now it's your turn to think. If you had a chance to live a calmer, happier life, would you take it? Or would you stay and try to rebuild the American dream from within? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your stories and opinions. Remember, this is not legal or financial advice. All information is based on public reports and surveys from 2025. Before moving or investing, always do your research and talk to qualified experts.